Hello everyone, Simon here. Welcome back to Wolfenstein: The New Order, a game about punching Nazis. Although we are taking a break from punching Nazis, and we just made our way to the Resistance headquarters in Berlin. So I guess we're gonna spend a little downtime chatting with the
Why
Resistance.
don't you sit with me, Miss Anya? Listen in on these frequencies. Anything out of London, make a note of the time and write down as much as you can. Here is pen and paper.
Can I use a typewriter?
You know how to type.
Yes. My parents thought I should learn.
Ah, for you to take dictation, prescriptions and such.
Not really. It was useful during my time at the University of London for my doctorate in archaeology. Then the Blitz came and I had to go back home. I was only 16.
Well, Doctor, please assist me in figuring out what these damn Nazis are up to.
Yes, Dr. Anya, listening to Nazis. Should we chat? Let's chat. Find Project Whisper. Alright, well, we can't chat with her just
You
yet.
can find Klaus on the second floor. He should have the folder for Project Whisper.
Caroline Becker, Anya Oliwa. Hey, we're tapping into all their cameras. That's useful. That's the door, we can't get out. And that map. Maps are so interesting. Unfortunately, this one doesn't tell us very much. Except that maybe Germany is rather large right now. Alright. Oh, there's newspapers, that's right. So there's the Germans. We've met her on the train. We met him back in his castle. And then there's these other guys. I don't know if we're gonna kill all these guys. Is Hitler even here? Is that Hitler? That's not Hitler, is it? Hitler's not even here, which is interesting.
Leave me alone, all right? I don't know you, and I'm not looking to make friends.
Well, if you don't want to make friends, then maybe don't talk to me. You know what I mean? You're talking to me. That means we are...
Are you deaf? I'm busy. Fuck off.
Jerk.
I need that folder, Captain. See if you can find it. It's called Project Whisper. Talk to Klaus.
Like, if you don't want to make friends with someone, usually you just don't talk to them. Right? This guy is a little weird. Hey, you're a little weird. Let me just jump on here a little. Don't transport. Alright. So let's read these newspapers. Triumph in the East. Berlin, April 4, 1947. It was a devastating defeat for the Red Army when the German flag was raised on the western side of the River Volga this morning. In a statement to our reporter on site, Field Marshal Friedrich Ritter said that the victory is not only thanks to our hard-working and dedicated troops, but also the result of a new weapon that was deployed for the first time in battle. The Panzerhund is a mechanical, autonomous beast of war that cannot feel fear and cannot feel remorse. It is the purest form of killing machine, and it will tear the Russians apart limb by limb. So the dog machines, the dog robots, apparently help them win against the Russians. On the west side of the River Volga. So what happened on the east side? What happens to the rest of Russia? Because the Volga, I think, is somewhere around there. So what happens on the other side? The Reds surrender. Alright, so they surrender. I get it. Moscow, December 12, 1946. The cold Russian winter bites hard, but one could not tell looking at the rosy, smiling faces of the Victorian German army and the liberated Russian people. The last battle against the Red Army took place in Ishvik. I can't do this. I can't pronounce Russian. Sorry. Following their month-long campaign to seize the Russian capital. A campaign which, after numerous setbacks and hundreds of civilian casualties, caused the Russian people to turn against their own army. With nightly bomb raids by the German Air Force on the Red Army's military factories in the Ural region, it was merely a matter of time before the Russian forces would start to lose their morale. The murderous tyrant Joseph Stalin is yet to be found, but There are rumors circulating that he may have been assassinated by his own men. So this is literally the real history flipped back to front. In the real history, the Allies were bombing the military factories of Germany, and it was only a matter of time before Germany had to surrender. So this is literally flipped upside down. Right. So wait a minute. So this is 1946, 1947. Wait, but this is the Red surrender. So the Red surrender Moscow, but a year later, actually April 4. What was this? December. Okay, no, it's not. It's not a year later. It's like 4 months later. They're still fighting the Red Army. So 4 months later, the Red Army didn't really surrender as such. So they took Moscow, but 4 months later, they're still fighting them, although they're still pushing them back. What is this? Berlin, October 13, 1960. Early morning, a small group of prisoners escaped from Eisenwald prison. The prisoners were described by the police as highly dangerous murderers, rapists, and degenerates. They advised the public to stay alert for people displaying deviant behavior and report anything that may help them track down these individuals. Alright, that's us. Deviant individuals. Moscow in flames. Stockholm, March 16, 1945. The Red Army were forced to retreat last night from a Moscow engulfed by flames following a week-long German bomb raid. The barrage of mortar fire heard throughout the night and well into early Thursday morning seems to have obliterated what was left of the inner parts of the city. As of yet, there have been no word on the whereabouts of either Joseph Stalin or his high command. 1945, 1946. So here, they're already bombing the crap out of Moscow. But somehow, a year later, it takes it still another year before they capture. Oh no! This is the other way around. So they counterattack. So this is this is a Red Army counterattack on Moscow, try to seize the Russian capital. The Red Army is trying to retake Moscow. Right. So it's still pretty slow progress. So it's taken several years, and they're still fighting the Russians. Finally, the British tyranny comes to an end. London, June 21, 1948. As if blessed by the sun, the German flag hung high this morning over Buckingham Palace to mark the end of a tyrannical monarchy which has plagued the English people for centuries. Field Marshal Gerolf Feigenbaum, who led the British invasion, cautioned that armed resistance is to be expected, but the majority of the British people will soon realize how they have been fooled by the British government's warmongering leaders. Following the surrender, the whole of the Commonwealth now falls under German rule, and the remaining armies have been ordered to stand down. That's ambitious, but it takes them 1948. So they're defeating 1947, defeating the Russians there, and then they take the UK. So it takes them a while to take the UK. Victory in Asia. Berlin, July 8, 1948. Early Monday morning, a special assault team launched an attack on the last stronghold of the People's Liberation Army. Within hours, the Republic of China surrendered unconditionally. Experts commented that the Japanese government now have no choice but to give up their territorial claims in Asia. Sources close to Field Marshal claim that a plan is being drawn up for both China and Japan, which will transition the two countries into servant states with separate governments and military. These states will, of course, be supremely governed by the superior German Empire. Although it doesn't tell us like where they're attacking. It just says they conquer China, but it doesn't say like where they're attacking from. Because Japan is to the east of China. I don't know if this means the German army are pushing eastwards from Europe, like they managed to push all the way across Russia and into China, or if they're attacking from the sea, from the south, or what that means. Not sure. Royal Air Force down but not out. Liverpool, because this is 1945, this is earlier. Liverpool, June 25, 1945. The Royal Air Force suffered a major defeat yesterday at the battle over Liverpool. Though major losses were reported on both sides, the Royal Air Force were forced to retreat after losing more than 2/3 of their fighters. But even when faced with overwhelming odds, our brave boys in the skies continued to fight for king and country. This fighting spirit may be what constitutes the very essence of Englishness. Us Englishmen, we fight until the very end, said a corner shop owner trying to put out a fire raging inside St. Luke's Church. And I'll be damned if I will let some Jerry come here and tell us what to do. Was this man channeling the spirit of Royal Air Force pilot Jameson? Jameson, who was shot down above Liverpool yesterday, burst out of his burning wreckage, his body on fire and armed only with a pistol, and killed 4 German paratroopers before finally succumbing himself. Wait, what? He jumped out of his burning aircraft, himself on fire, shot 4 German paratroopers with a pistol before dying. That's amazing. Even as the enemy stands at our doorstep, the Royal Air Force will go to hell and back to kick them out of England. Jolly good boys. So this is 1945, and the British are losing, although it takes another 3 years before the Nazi flag flies above Buckingham Palace. Regime crosses the Atlantic. Vancouver, January 3, 1947. Earlier this week, a German submarine was sunk in the Cabot Strait, just a few miles off the coast of Cape North. Today, hundreds of ships crossed the Atlantic, and the first German troops set foot upon Canadian soil. Now is the time to be brave, said the Prime Minister in an emergency radio broadcast. It is now or never. Our boys at the front line need your support to defend our homeland, to defend our freedom. So the Germans crossed the Atlantic to invade Canada in 1947 while they were still fighting the British. While they were fighting in China, and while they are fighting in Moscow. What is that? Like 1, 2, 3, 4. Like they're fighting a war on 4 fronts, which is rather impressive if you think about it. Cool. Hey, story time. I love story time.
I heard you were looking for the Project Whisper folder. It's not here, obviously.
Well, I mean, can we talk? Can we chat? Do you have time? Are you busy? I mean, you look busy, but are you busy? Can I interrupt you? So, she is, where did she find all this paper? Do you think we have to, like, go out and smuggle paper in to feed her habit? You have a lot of paper here, Tekla. Right. What is this? Math. Could use any number in 1, 5. Some in plus 1 in but why? Evaluate integral. No, but what? But why? Anyway, what's going on? Oh, kitchen. Do you have food? Do you guys have? Ooh, knives. Do you guys have noodles? Chicken noodles. I'd like some chicken noodles right now. What is in the? Nothing's in the pot. I mean, you've got paintings. That's not too bad if you have time for paintings. I can't tell what they've been eating. Let's see. Oh, okay, here we go. Here's the food. Alright, I found the food, guys. The tide is turning. That's not. Make every bullet count. Well, good luck, guys. So There's counter-propaganda in the Resistance headquarters. Let's see... sausages? Sausages in cans. Oh, that's good. And what is that? Mac and cheese? What is that? Soup? Mushroom soup? What is that? What are they eating? Local stuff, because it's mostly German cans. But is that like a sauerkraut? Somewhere? No? And a cabbage in a can? Or is that music? I can't tell what that is. Anyway, food. And we can't steal their food. Archives. The archives are locked. They have a lot of paintings. I don't know where they get their paintings from. There's like dogs. And like women and airships. Landscapes. This airship is like sideways. That is Venice, isn't it? Or is it? Is that Venice? Or is it... Huh. Anyway, it's Italian. There's a ramp going upstairs. There's also stairs going downstairs. Oh, booze. Alright, they've got wine as well. They said the thing is upstairs, right? Let me go downstairs first. Never mind, it's locked. This is German propaganda. It said like, wait a minute, a modernist burger, an abstract modernist hamburger, where everything is rectangles, colored rectangles. That is a very interesting burger. Look at that. Alright, let's go upstairs.
Max ist so schön die ganze Zeit nach dem Hammer. Hast du ihn gesehen?
Max, not the smartest person in the Resistance. Oh, music. Why is it? Oh, candle. Are you serious? Candles? Candles. That's a fire hazard. That is a fire hazard. Alright, all those candles. Model unlocked. BJ Blazkowicz, 1960. That's me. Oh, that's the guy I need to talk to. Let me not talk to them yet. Let me check this out. So there's more. So these are the Resistance, who are dead, I suppose. Interesting. I wonder if they're real like French resistance fighters, and or if they're like people who are posing for these photos just for the game. Anyway, resistance fighters. There's also stuff on the walls for us to read. Paintings, books. Should I pay attention to these books? Not sure. Hi, Fergus.
Bloody fuck, Blazko, I'm knackered. I haven't seen a real bed in months. Fuck off for a minute so I can sleep, right? Wake me if, let's say, the sky's about to fall or some sort of shite. Fuck it, just go away.
Well, that was fast. He decorates his room like the inside of a plane. Look at it. Like he's got bags in nets against the wall. It's like a plane. And there's a bomb in here. He has a bomb in his room. That's not safe. Alright, well, our Scottish friend is sleeping. Another staircase? Ah. There's another staircase. Let me just quickly see what's up here. Spray paint? Tools? I guess we have to come up here for tools at some point. And then there's... I don't know what that's... Let me go back down. One thing at a time. Alright, let's read. Editorial. Is the terror threat over? Berlin, October 13, 1960. A strange feeling of serenity comes over me as I walk my morning promenade along Unter den Linden. At first I struggle to understand what this feeling comes from and why I haven't felt it for so long. And then it hits me. For the last 6 months there has been no terrorist activity, no ruthless killing sprees against innocent civilians, no car bombs in peaceful neighborhoods, no suicide attacks on public transports. Has the secret police once and for all won the war against terrorism? So, okay. So the resistance has been resisting, and but 6 months ago it stopped. Which is, I guess, when they got captured, it stopped. Oh, what's this? Mold infestation in Berlin, London, May 15, 1953. It is fair to say that there's some sort of poetic justice in this. Reports from our resistance friends in Berlin suggest that a new type of mold spore has started infesting structures made out of the super concrete used by the regime. It has started festering in the massive underground ventilation system and is spreading throughout the city. Friends of the resistance, this could be a major advantage for us. The mold seems to corrode the stability of the concrete, making it easy to destroy structures that are important to the regime in Berlin. Mold that destroys concrete. How interesting.